everybody, I'm going to talk about passive voice. First of all, why do we use the passive voice? We use passive when we want to focus on the action itself, not on who or what did this action. The second thing, if we don't know who did this action, here we have an example. The first sentence is in the active form, the second one is in the passive. People have prevented elephants from migrating. This is the active voice. Now when we make it passive, it becomes like this. Elephants have been prevented from migrating by people. Look at the first sentence, which is in the active voice. First of all, it starts with the subject. Then we have an auxiliary verb here, but we sometimes don't have this auxiliary verb. Okay? Now after the auxiliary verb, we have the main verb, which is prevented. Then we have the object. Now look at the passive sentence. We have the object elephants. It's the passive voice starts with this word, which is elephant. So to make passive voice, we have to put the object at the beginning of the passive sentence. And it's usually located after the verb. The second step, we have to put the auxiliary verb. We sometimes don't have this auxiliary verb, but we have to pay attention to the singular and plural. The object is in the plural form, elephants, but if it is in the singular, like for example elephant, this have must become has. Okay, now after the auxiliary verb, we have to put one of the verbs to be. Like for example, be in the best form is are, was, were in the past, being with the present perfect or past perfect, and being. We choose it according to the form of the main verb. Look at this sentence. After have, we have prevented, which is in the past participle. So be must be in the past participle and it becomes been. After that, we have to put the main verb in the past participle. So we have to put it verb 3. Okay? We have to put the complement, and we have to mention the subject with by. Like for example, by people. We are going to talk about some auxiliary verbs or modal verbs. As I have said that we have to put the auxiliary verb if it is in the main sentence. The auxiliary verbs are, is, are, was, were, have, has, had, and the modals are will, would, can, could, shall, should, etc. Look at the following example. They are playing football. This sentence is in the present continuous. Now, if we want to make it passive, look at the sentence. We have to put the object at the beginning of the new sentence or the passive sentence. Then, we have to put the auxiliary verb, which is are, but we have to put it in the singular because football is in the singular, and this is the subject of the new sentence. Playing with ing, so we have to put one of the verbs to be with ing, it becomes being. Then we have to put the main verb in the past participle, it becomes played. Now let's move to the second example. Here we have this sentence: Rama reads an interesting book. It's in the simple present. How does it become in the passive? Let's look at the passive sentence. An interesting book is read by Rama. First of all, we have to put the object at the beginning of the passive sentence. An interesting book. In the main sentence, we don't have an auxiliary verb and we don't have one of the modal verbs. So we have to move to the second step, which is to bring one of the verbs to be. It must be in the simple present, is, am, or are, and we have to choose is because the object is singular. Then we have to put the main verb in the past participle, it becomes read. Then we have to mention the subject by Rama. Prepared by Miss Basma Al-Kilisli. Thank you very much for watching.